The rock world is a whirlwind of passion, music, and sometimes controversy. Recently, a storm has been brewing around the lead singer of Linkin Park. Fans are torn, musicians are whispering, and the media is ablaze. Through this maelstrom, one voice cuts through the noise: Gene Simmons. His words carry weight, his opinions command attention. The Linkin Park story is, unfortunately, not unique. It's a tale as old as rock and roll itself. A band rises to meteoric fame, capturing the hearts of millions with their raw energy and relatable lyrics. The world becomes their stage, their music a soundtrack for a generation. But fame, as they say, is a fickle mistress. The pressures of success, the constant scrutiny, the relentless demands of the music industry can take their toll. The line between artist and commodity blurs, and the music often suffers. The Linkin Park singer's actions, whatever they may be, have brought this uncomfortable truth back into the spotlight. They serve as a stark reminder of the human cost of fame and the fragile nature of artistic integrity. Gene Simmons, the demon himself, is known for his outspoken nature and his no-holds-barred opinions. He's never been one to shy away from speaking his mind, even if it ruffles a few feathers along the way. And in the case of the Linkin Park singer, Simmons hasn't held back. His words have been harsh, his criticism pointed. He sees the singer's actions as a betrayal, not just of their fans, but of the very spirit of rock and roll. Simmons, a staunch advocate for authenticity and hard work, sees a generation of artists losing their way. He lays the blame squarely at the feet of a music industry more concerned with profits than with artistic integrity. Simmons' reaction, though controversial, has sparked a debate about the soul of rock music in a modern world. Gene Simmons didn't mince words about the Linkin Park singer controversy. Known for his fiery personality, the Kiss frontman launched into a tirade. He called the singer's actions a disgrace to the band's fan base. Simmons didn't hold back his disdain. He expressed disappointment as a fellow musician and fan. He lamented the broken trust between the band and their followers. His words ignited a firestorm on social media. Simmons believed the Linkin Park singer had abandoned rock's core principles. He saw it as a betrayal of the genre's rebellious spirit. As a guardian of rock's legacy, Simmons felt compelled to speak out. He criticized the lack of accountability and sense of entitlement in the industry. Simmons yearned for the days of passion-driven music, not profit. He contrasted Linkin Park's raw early days with their current state. Simmons didn't limit his criticism to the Linkin Park singer alone. He pointed a finger at the music industry itself, accusing it of fostering a culture of greed and superficiality. He argued that the relentless pursuit of profits had eroded the artistic integrity of the music scene. He lamented the days when record labels nurtured talent, allowing artists the space and freedom to experiment and develop their sound. Simmons believed that the modern industry had become too focused on churning out manufactured hits, sacrificing authenticity for mass appeal. This wasn't the first time Simmons had criticized the music industry, and it wouldn't be the last. He had become a vocal critic of what he saw as its excesses, calling out its exploitative practices and its detrimental effect on true artistry. Simmons's explosive reaction to the Linkin Park singer controversy served as a stark warning to both aspiring and established musicians. He implored them to remember the true meaning of rock and roll, urging them to resist the temptations of fame and fortune and stay true to their artistic vision. He emphasized the importance of hard work, dedication, and a genuine connection with their fans. Simmons believed that true artistry couldn't be manufactured. It had to be earned through sweat, tears, and an unwavering commitment to one's craft. His message was clear: rock and roll wasn't just about the music, it was about a set of values, a way of life. And if artists lost sight of that, they risked losing their soul along the way. Gene Simmons, with decades of experience in the cutthroat music industry, understands the seductive allure of fame. He's witnessed firsthand the intoxicating power it holds, how it can lift artists to unimaginable heights. But he's also seen its dark side, the way it can warp perceptions and erode values. He pointed to the Linkin Park singer's situation as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that fame often comes at a price. The constant scrutiny, the pressure to maintain a certain image, the relentless demands of fans and the industry can take a toll on even the strongest individuals. Simmons argued that the Linkin Park singer, like many before them, had fallen victim to the trappings of their success. He believed that they had lost touch with their roots, their art, and ultimately themselves. Simmons' critique of the Linkin Park singer extended beyond their personal choices. He saw their actions as symptomatic of a larger crisis within the music industry, a crisis of authenticity. He lamented the rise of manufactured pop stars, carefully crafted and marketed to appeal to the masses. He yearned for the days when rock music was a raw, unfiltered expression of rebellion and individuality. Simmons believed that the industry's obsession with profits had stifled creativity, leading to a bland and predictable musical landscape. He challenged artists to resist the pressure to conform, to stay true to their vision, even if it meant sacrificing mainstream success. Simmons believed that true artistry came from a place of authenticity, from a willingness to bare one's soul and connect with audiences on a deeper level. Gene Simmons and Kiss, despite their larger-than-life personas and elaborate stage shows, have always maintained a strong sense of authenticity. They've never shied away from their love of rock and roll, their theatrical flair, or their unabashed pursuit of success. Simmons argued that the key to their longevity was their unwavering commitment to their fans and their music. They understood the importance of giving their audience an unforgettable experience, a spectacle that transcended the music itself. However, beneath the pyrotechnics and elaborate costumes, Simmons believed that Kiss had always stayed true to their rock and roll roots. They never compromised their musical integrity for the sake of commercial appeal. Gene Simmons' scathing critique of the Linkin Park singer controversy wasn't just a condemnation, it was a call to action. He challenged both artists and industry executives to reevaluate their priorities. He urged them to remember the power of music to inspire, to provoke, and to unite. He implored musicians to create music that mattered, music that came from a place of genuine emotion and artistic integrity. Simmons believed that rock and roll, at its core, was about rebellion, authenticity, and a connection between artist and audience that transcended the music itself. His message was clear. Rock and roll wasn't just a genre of music, it was a state of mind, a way of life. And if artists and the industry as a whole didn't fight to preserve its soul, it risked fading into irrelevance. Gene Simmons' explosive comments about the Linkin Park singer controversy didn't occur in a vacuum. The rock community, a tight-knit yet often opinionated bunch, had plenty to say. Simmons' words ignited a firestorm of reactions, with some musicians echoing his sentiments while others vehemently disagreed. Social media became a battleground of opinions, with artists taking to Twitter and Instagram to voice their support or condemnation. The controversy became a hot topic on music forums and websites, with fans dissecting every statement and debating the merits of each argument. Some musicians, particularly those from Simmons' generation, applauded his candor. They agreed that the music industry had lost its way, becoming too focused on profits and sacrificing artistic integrity for mass appeal. The younger generation of rock musicians, however, offered a more nuanced perspective. While some acknowledged the validity of Simmons' criticisms, they argued that the music industry had evolved. They saw the rise of digital platforms and streaming services as a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it provided artists with unprecedented opportunities to reach a wider audience. On the other hand, it made it increasingly difficult to stand out in an oversaturated market. They pointed to the Linkin Park singer's situation as an example of the immense pressure artists faced in the digital age. The debate often came down to a generational divide, with older musicians lamenting the loss of rock's rebellious spirit and younger artists embracing the opportunities and challenges of a changing industry. Amidst the back and forth, some questioned the relevance of Gene Simmons' comments. They argued that the Kiss frontman, despite his legendary status, was out of touch with the realities of the modern music industry. They pointed to his own band's theatrical stage shows and merchandising empire as evidence of his embrace of commercialism. Others defended Simmons, arguing that his experience and longevity in the industry gave him a unique perspective. They believed that his criticisms, while sometimes harsh, came from a place of love for rock and roll and a desire to see it thrive. The debate raised questions about the role of elder statesmen in a constantly evolving genre. Were they guardians of tradition or relics of a bygone era? Could they offer valuable insights, or were they simply clinging to the past? Regardless of where one stood on the Gene Simmons Linkin Park controversy, it sparked a larger conversation about the legacy of rock and roll. What did it mean to be a rock star in the 21st century? Had the genre lost its way, or was it simply evolving with the times? Some argued that rock's rebellious spirit was more relevant than ever in a world grappling with social and political upheaval. Others believed that the genre needed to adapt to survive, embracing new technologies and pushing creative boundaries. The Linkin Park singer controversy, fueled by Gene Simmons' outspoken nature, became a microcosm of the larger debate about the future of rock and roll. It forced musicians, fans, and industry insiders to confront uncomfortable truths about the state of the genre and its place in a rapidly changing world. The Linkin Park singer controversy, amplified by Gene Simmons' pronouncements, exposed the fault lines within rock's diverse fandom. What does it mean to be a true fan? Is it about unwavering loyalty, even in the face of disappointment? Or is there room for critical distance, for holding artists accountable for their actions? Social media became a battleground for these questions. Die-hard fans defended the Linkin Park singer, dismissing Simmons' criticisms as the ramblings of an out-of-touch old-timer. Others expressed their disillusionment, feeling betrayed by the singer's perceived transgressions. The controversy revealed the complexities of the artist-fan relationship in the digital age. With unprecedented access to musicians' lives through social media, fans often feel a sense of ownership over their idols. This can lead to unrealistic expectations and a blurring of boundaries. The Linkin Park saga, filtered through Simmons' lens, also highlighted the shifting sands of success in the music industry. What does it mean to make it in a landscape saturated with music, where attention spans are fleeting and trends come and go at warp speed? Simmons, a product of a different era, built his career on album sales, sold-out stadiums, and a carefully cultivated image. Today's artists, however, navigate a world of streaming numbers, social media engagement, and brand partnerships. The debate surrounding the Linkin Park singer's actions touched upon the industry's evolving definition of success. Is it about artistic integrity or commercial viability? Can an artist stay true to their vision while also appealing to a mass audience? These questions remain central to the ongoing conversation about the future of music. The Linkin Park singer controversy, amplified by social media and figures like Gene Simmons, illustrated the echo chamber effect that often shapes public discourse. In an age of algorithms and personalized feeds, we tend to encounter information that confirms our existing beliefs. This phenomenon can make it difficult to have nuanced conversations about complex issues. Simmons's pronouncements, delivered with his signature bluntness, resonated with those who already shared his views on the music industry and artistic authenticity. Those who disagreed were likely to dismiss his words outright. The controversy highlighted the challenges of fostering meaningful dialogue in a fragmented media landscape. When opinions become entrenched and nuance is lost, it becomes harder to find common ground and engage in productive conversations about the issues that matter. Despite the controversies and the shifting sands of the music industry, the Linkin Park saga underscored rock's enduring spirit. Rock and roll is more than just music. It's an attitude, a form of expression. Its ability to connect emotionally remains potent. Whether it's the raw energy of a live performance or the shared experience of singing along to an anthem, rock music provides a sense of community and belonging. Love him or hate him, Gene Simmons doesn't hold back. His take on the Linkin Park singer controversy sparked a conversation. It forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about the music industry. Simmons reminded us that rock isn't just a business, it's a spirit. It's about authenticity and connecting with audiences. His comments, though often controversial, came from a place of passion. Simmons is a rock and roll lifer, He understands the power of music to move and inspire. The Linkin Park singer controversy, fueled by Simmons's fiery pronouncements, reminded us that rock and roll is more than just music. It's a force of nature. It's about rebellion, pushing boundaries, and giving voice to the voiceless. A spirit that lives on in musicians and fans alike. The sound of a distorted guitar cutting through the noise, the pounding drums that resonate deep within our souls. Rock and roll may evolve, but its essence remains the same.